the friends and family members and professional acquaintances of your best clients are going to be ready to listen to your clients brag about you and your value because of the degree of doubt so many people have for their current situation and deliverables. Your best prospects are the friends and family members of your existing clients. There's a rule called the rule of 52. Think of your best clients. Let's say you have 50 excellent clients. Well, each of those 50 have their own little inner circle of, on average, 52 friends, family members, business associates. Some have more, some have less. The persuasive impact that your clients will have is incredible. So let's deploy them. Let's give them a reason to make introductions. So let's talk about objectives. So the assumption is you already know the distinction between an endorsement and an introduction. An endorsement is when there's a referable moment. A friend asks your client if they're happy with their current financial professional. So the permission is granted and the client sings your praises. That's an endorsement. And that speaks volumes, but can often be undermined by the law of diminishing intent. Endorsements can often go to a friend's head to die. We want to convert endorsements to actual introductions. In that same situation, an advocate doesn't wave your flag. They take action. They contact you and ask you to speak to their friend. They call you on behalf of the friend. They make the introduction. There is a big difference between intent and consent. So let's just assume that there's a lot of good intentions amongst your clients. We want to make sure they actually take action. So here are your objectives. First of all, demonstrate your value. You know, it's interesting. I do a lot of coaching and consulting with individual teams. And often I'll get asked this question: how do I get more referrals? So the team wants to know how. I want to know why. So they ask me the question, how do I get more referrals? First question I ask them is, are you referable? As you can imagine, virtually everybody says, well, yeah, of course, I'm referable. And I say, well, if you're referable, then why don't you get referrals? Or at least the quality and quantity you feel you should. Now, what do you think the answers to those questions are? Well, most people will say something like this: well, I don't get referrals because I don't ask for them. I just don't go there. And there's other responses as well, as you can imagine. But the moment somebody says, I don't ask for referrals, I say, perfect. We want you to communicate your value, but don't ask for referrals. We don't want you to pitch the idea of a referral as a favor you're asking of someone. We want you to position it as a service you're providing for someone. Now let's break this down a little bit. First of all, what is it that people are referring? Like, are they referring someone to you because of your great performance? The great products you suggest? Or the pricing of your value? I hope not. It's not about products, pricing, and performance. It's about people. It's about the practice and the client experience it creates, and it's about the process that you've built out. That's easier to articulate. And as an advocate, when I've internalized that, it helps me understand how making an introduction will ultimately reflect back on me. You want me to introduce my best friend to you who just sold his business and has got this array of complex issues now, and he thinks his current provider's in way over his head? Do I really want to get involved in that because of my uncertainty about how that will ultimately reflect back on me? You start to address that, give your clients the clarity, they will convert from client to advocate. So communication, reminding clients, talking about it, but in a way that's positioned professionally. That is often the gateway to closing that gap between endorsement and introduction. So let's talk about professionalizing the introduction process. You have to be process-driven in all aspects of practice management and relationship management. You don't wing it in areas around your technical ability and your core competency. You follow a process, you have a philosophy, and you don't deviate. Apply the same to your client experience. Apply the same to the way you activate introductions. Professionalize and standardize. You have a choice. Map it out. So map it or wing it. Get everything out of your head, frame it all, and then deploy it in your interactions with your clients. Imprinting consistently.